good afternoon or morning, depending on where you are and when you see this. A lot of people have asked me, how do I get to travel so cheap? And I'm going to be gone for 14 days. And I'm going to be gone on Amtrak. I do not fly. Yes, I could fly, but I like to do the train because it's the getting there that's more important to me than the actual destination. I enjoy the train. You don't have to worry about driving. You don't have to worry about TSA on the airline or any of that. You just get on the train and go. So I'm going to give you a little bit of tips of how this is done because I get asked a lot of questions. It's not going to be complete. I can only do this for a certain amount of minutes. So if you have any questions, please ask the questions in the comment. If you like it, please like the video and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it, and you will get notifications as soon as I have the actual trip videos uploaded. I plan to do plenty of videos while I am gone. This trip, by the way, will entail me going from the East Coast to the West Coast. It will be the second time I've done this, taking a different route. I'm going from Cary, North Carolina to Flagstaff, Arizona, and then eventually to LA. The main overnight train I'm taking, long distance train I'm taking this time, will be the Southwest Chief from Chicago to Flagstaff, which it does run to LA. So first off, I get a rail pass. Rail pass is something that's not really advertised by Amtrak. You can go on the website www.amtrak.com and look for it, and it is there in a link. There are several packages. I always buy the least expensive package, which is 15 days for $459. That means you can go anywhere Amtrak goes during those 15 days, and it's the same price. Now, let me show you. You can get them online. I think you can order it on the phone. You can get it in person. I personally like to go in person. Cary, North Carolina Amtrak station is my home base. I like to do that because I like to talk to Marshall, who works there. Very great and knowledgeable, and he can get me in my connections with no problem. I always want to ask for things that are a little bit out of the ordinary. So right here is your rail pass. Let me open this up and show it to you. This right here, I'll get that in focus. Rail pass. So there's my rail pass. It says have your ID ready. I've never been asked for an ID, but it does say have your ID ready. It is, I will say, rail passes are all coach seats. Now this is just the pass. Comes in a folder. You have to buy your tickets for each stop that you take. Now the one I have is 8 stops within 15 days. So that's the pass. Here are the actual tickets. You have to have a ticket for each one. I like paper tickets because I'm saving them. I don't have an iPhone either. I'm not going to get into that technology. So right here it says reserved coach. Here is my ticket from Cary to Washington, D.C. The way I have to go to Flagstaff is to go to D.C. I believe I am going on the Silver Star to D.C. a day early and have a 24-hour layover and give me plenty of time there. And I'll be staying in a hostel instead of a hotel, which will be $44. That also is very cheap. Then I will be going from Chicago Union Station to Washington, D.C. to Chicago. That's an overnight. That goes from Pennsylvania up around the lake to Cleveland and over to Chicago. There will be a 6-hour wait there. Again, I am going, and all of these tickets are coach. If you want a roomette, you can do that. You have to ask for the upgrade. The upgrades actually, I will say, are about $500 each way. It does include food. but that is an extra expense. If you wanted to coach on this trip, it would add $1,000 to that. So I'm saving $1,000 by going coach only. I don't have that long of a train ride. What I'm going to do is in the major stations, they all have lounges, usually Metro, whatever lounge they call it, Metro Lounge, Metropolitan Lounge in Chicago, where you can relax, store your luggage, take a shower. It's almost like the comforts of home. It's almost like a hotel lobby, actually. It's very nice. I did learn on this before this trip that for $25, if you're in coach, you don't get to go, but if you pay $25 day pass, they will let you go. So when I get to Chicago, I plan to get a day pass for $25 instead of paying the $500 to ride the train and get the shower and my individual roomette. I don't stay in the roomette anyway. It is very small, unless you get a whole bedroom, which is a whole lot more. It is small. It's big enough to sleep in, but that's about it. And I roam the train and stay in the lounge car, which I call the observation car anyway, and talk to people and look at all the scenery. So that's what we go from there. So from Chicago to Falstaff, Arizona, that's about a 30-hour ride. I will get off there, and then I will stay a few days. I will stay in a hotel. I got a good deal on a hotel. Instead of Airbnb, I had planned to stay in several different Airbnb because I want to go to Sedona and the Grand Canyon. They are my destinations. But instead of renting a car for 4 days, I will be renting a car for 2 days. One day I will go down to Sedona area. I want to see the cathedral vortex there. Shop a little bit. That's my energy relaxation vortex day. And then Friday I am going to tackle the Grand Canyon all day. Going to ride all up and down Route 66, the old Route 66. That is the most exciting thing to me for this trip. And turn the car back in Friday. But I decided not to stay in the Airbnb. I found a good deal in a hotel right across the street from the Amtrak station. So that should be very convenient. Friday night, I get to spend 2 nights free because I'm going to get on the train on Friday night, turn the car back in, get on the train Friday night, and go to LA. Never been to LA before. Hopefully I will see the Pacific Ocean. Would like to go to Venice. I think Venice would be very interesting. Got to figure out the bus situation. You have to ride a bus there. I don't know how to do any of that. We'll see. And make sure I get back in time. There's a 6-hour layover there. So Saturday I will be in LA, hopefully at the beach, hopefully on Venice Beach. We'll see how that works. And then Saturday night, take another overnight back to Flagstaff, which will be convenient. Another free hotel. This is how I'm doing all this inexpensive. It's not costing me any more money. $4.59. Go anywhere you want to within 14 days on Amtrak, where it runs. Come back on Sunday morning to the same hotel. I've got a second reservation to the same hotel, and I'm just going to hang out, probably really sleep. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of sleep on the train, but really sleep, hang out, check out what's going on. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, but I'll get to Flagstaff and I'll figure it out. Leave on Tuesday morning at 4:30 in the morning, come back home. So that's it for the trip. Sounds exciting. So expense-wise, and then I'll answer a little bit of questions about the Rail Pass. Expense-wise, I'm doing all of this, seeing all these places, going cross country, major cities, whatnot. I don't have a food allowance because you can spend as much as you want to. I'm taking my food on the train. Anybody who knows me or has traveled with me knows full well that I can live out of a can for weeks. So it doesn't take too much for me to do that. But the expense, I figured it up, comes to $1,093 without food. Everything I just mentioned to you, $1,093. It is very affordable. If I wanted to camp, I can camp from $15 to $25 a night. That would have been a lot cheaper. I'm not into primitive camping and not 2,000 miles away. So that's how it's done. Now, back to the Rail Pass, just for one more minute, and I'm going to make this as short as I can. Rail Pass. Okay, once you start the trip, you cannot change your mind about the trip. Once you get on the train, it's over. You're committed to the trip that you have. You can change your mind about the trip before you get on the train. You can cancel it up to 48 hours before, but they will fine you 25% of the cost, which is a little bit over $100. So if you really can't make it, then you can't make it. So be careful before you actually get your first tickets. You can get the Rail Pass whenever you want, but you got to get, once you get the tickets, the clock ticks. Once you start your trip, you cannot change anything about it. Now, if you don't make your connections, don't worry about it. Amtrak will get you there. That happened to me last year coming back. I went from Cary, North Carolina, all the way over to Emeryville, California, which is right across the bay from San Francisco. Did the California Zephyr. This time I'm doing Southwest Chief. I'll try to do all of the cross-country trains on Amtrak. There's only 2 more I need to do after this one. It happened in Chicago. Couldn't get back home because the tracks were full of trees because of storms and whatnot. They will get you back. They'll get you back either by chartered bus, cab, or they'll or the next train the next day. That's a hotel they will put you up in. I do not know if they charge for that hotel or not. They do not charge for the cab, and they do not charge for the chartered bus, however. They will get you back if you miss the train because of their fault. Now, if you miss the train and you don't get on, they will leave you. I saw a video not long ago. They will definitely leave you. So you have to get on the train. If it pulls out on time and there's no problems, that's their fault. But it's a good ride. Meet a lot of interesting people. The food in the dining car it's excellent. If you don't have, it's free if you have a roomette. If you don't, you're in coach. You can buy your meals. They are expensive. Breakfast is under $10. I eat breakfast anyway. That's why I take food on the train as much as possible. They do have a cafe car. The food there is expensive. One processed microwavable cheeseburger, for example, is $10, just to give you an example. It can add up very quickly. Great staff, great place, great way to travel, inexpensive. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to bring more trips to you. I will have a ton of videos when I get back. I wish all of you well. Please like and subscribe and get notifications on this video so that you'll know when I upload from the trip. It will be uploaded the end of June, first part of July, and share with your friends. Until then, we'll see you later and have a good day. Bye-bye.